The secret history of the dead. They told us they were gone, wiped out, erased, buried so deep in stone and memory that the only thing left of them was dust. We printed their bones in our textbooks, we mounted their skeletons in giant museum halls, and we labeled them with neat little plastic tags that say one word: extinct. But what if that word is a lie? What if some of them never actually left? Today, we aren't talking about movie monsters or fairy tales. We're talking about real animals that science officially declared dead, yet whispers, giant footprints, and terrifying sightings suggest otherwise. Every single year, we discover brand new species we never knew existed. So who is to say a few monsters from the past didn't just find a place to hide? These are the creatures they told us were extinct, and the haunting reasons why some people believe they're still out there breathing. The Megatherium, the giant in the trees. Imagine a creature that stands taller than an elephant when it rises on its back legs. This was the Megatherium, the giant ground sloth that ruled South America during the Ice Age. And forget everything you know about the tiny, slow-motion sloths we see today. This thing wasn't cute. It walked the earth like a fuzzy, unstoppable tank. It was so powerful that it could rip down entire trees just to get a snack. Now, the history books say they vanished 10,000 years ago because of the climate and human hunters. Case closed, right? Well, maybe not. Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, local tribes still tell chilling stories about a beast they call the Mapinguari. Scientists usually just wave these stories away as campfire legends. But here's the crazy thing about it. Explorers trekking through the deepest, darkest parts of the jungle have reported finding massive tracks and trees torn down in patterns that no known animal on Earth can mimic. The Amazon is so massive and so dense that most of it hasn't even been touched by modern researchers. Is it possible, just possible, that a small group of these giants is still out there, moving through the shadows where satellites can't see them? The Pterosaur, the shadows in the sky. For 66 million years, we've been told the same story. The flying kings of the dinosaur age are dead and gone. These weren't birds. They were massive, leathery-winged monsters with wingspans that could reach 35 feet across. That's the size of a small private airplane. When that famous asteroid hit, they supposedly vanished along with everything else. But here's the problem. The sightings never stopped. In the deepest, most remote jungles of Papua New Guinea, the locals don't tell stories, they give warnings. They talk about the Ropen, a giant winged creature with a long tail that glides silently through the midnight sky. And it's not just happening in far-off jungles. Even in places like Texas and Arizona, people have actually called the police, terrified, to report massive bat-like animals with wingspans far too large for any eagle, pelican, or bird on Earth. Now, the skeptics will tell you people are just seeing big birds at weird angles. They'll say it's an optical illusion. But in the most untouched corners of our planet, there is still more than enough room for an aerial predator to stay hidden if its numbers were small enough. The moa, the bird that died yesterday. Now let's look at something that lived way closer to our time. The moa were giant flightless birds from New Zealand that stood a staggering 12 feet tall. These things didn't even have wings, not even tiny ones. They were just massive feathered towers. But here's the kicker. That extinction only happened about 500 years ago. In the eyes of history, that isn't ancient, that's practically yesterday. Since the early 1900s, hikers in the rugged, jagged mountains of New Zealand's South Island have claimed to see massive wingless birds vanishing into the thick brush. And you have to understand, New Zealand's backcountry is famously brutal and empty. It's the kind of place where a 12-foot giant could easily hide in a hidden valley for centuries without ever being spotted by a human eye. If the moa managed to slip away into the mist, we might not find them for another 100 years. Mokele-mbembe, the dinosaur of the Congo. If there is one story that keeps scientists awake at night, staring at maps and questioning everything they know, it's this one. Deep in the suffocating prehistoric swamps of the Congo River, the local tribes don't talk about legends. They talk about a living nightmare called Mokele-mbembe. The name literally translates to the one who stops the flow of rivers. Think about the power you'd need to physically stop a river. The descriptions from people who have actually seen it are always hauntingly identical. A massive body, a neck that stretches toward the canopy, a tiny head, and a tail over 30 feet long. To any scientist, that's not a monster. That is a sauropod dinosaur, a creature that was supposed to be wiped out 66 million years ago.
Expedition after expedition has vanished into the Congo to find it. They always come back with the same things: massive, mysterious footprints, hair-raising interviews with locals who are terrified of the water, and stories of something huge moving just beneath the surface. But they never, ever get a clear photo. The Congo Basin is a green abyss so thick that we are still discovering new species there every single year. If a dinosaur was going to find a glitch in time and survive into the modern world, the Congo is the one place it could actually happen. The mammoth, the pyramid connection. When you think of a woolly mammoth, you probably picture cavemen and a frozen world from millions of years ago. But here's a fact that actually blows most people's minds. Mammoths were still alive on Wrangel Island until just 4,000 years ago. We've found them perfectly preserved in the ice, with their fur, skin, and even their last meal still in their stomachs. Today, billionaire tech companies are actually trying to use that DNA to respawn them and bring them back to life. But some people believe they never actually left. Every few years, hunters in the vast, empty Siberian tundra, a place so big it could swallow entire countries, report seeing massive, hairy shapes moving through the blizzards. Is it just a trick of the light, or did a few of them survive in the deep freeze, long after we thought the ice had claimed them all? The Coelacanth, the proof we were wrong. Now, if you're sitting there thinking all of this sounds like total nonsense, you need to hear the story of the Coelacanth. For 100 years, science was 100% certain that this prehistoric fish had been wiped out 66 million years ago. It was the ultimate dead species, a creature only found in dusty fossils from the age of the dinosaurs. Case closed, right? Wrong. In 1938, a fisherman off the coast of South Africa pulled a heavy, strange-looking fish up in his net. He didn't find a fossil, he found a living, breathing coelacanth. That one single discovery proved that an animal can hide from us for eons without leaving a single trace or a single footprint. The ghosts are still breathing. Look, if you ask a scientist today, they'll tell you the case is closed. They'll say these creatures are gone because we don't have the high-resolution photos, the DNA, or a body sitting in a lab. But here's the thing, these stories don't just go away. They endure because in a world this big, extinction is a very hard thing to prove with 100% certainty. Our planet still has massive, terrifying blind spots. Even in the 21st century, with all our satellites and technology, we are still finding brand new species of whales and primates that are hiding right under our noses. Does it mean there's a literal dinosaur roaming the Congo? Does it mean a family of mammoths is hiding in a Siberian blizzard? But until every square inch of the forest is searched, every swamp is mapped, and every hidden mountain valley is crossed, there will always be a shadow in the trees that we just can't explain. They told us they were gone. Maybe they are. Or maybe, in the quiet, dark corners of the earth where humans never go, something ancient is still breathing. And we just haven't found it yet.